this is Devin Easterlin, and this is another edition of Landlord's Corner. Today I'm going to talk about maintenance on your property. I want to go into what the landlord is responsible for. So normally when you move a tenant into a property in Washington State, you're responsible for maintaining that property, keeping it habitable, and fixing anything that may break that wasn't caused by the tenant's misuse. So let's go over that a little bit. There's some exceptions to that general rule. The first being cosmetic. So if there's a cosmetic issue in the property, I would put those in worn carpet, paint, chipped trim, things like that. You are not required to have those fixed during the term. Another thing that I'd throw in that category is something that's working properly, but the tenant would like it to work better. Say an ice machine that makes some ice, but they think it should make more ice. I would say you would not be required to repair that item. The next thing would be things that have been specifically identified in the lease that the landlord is not going to repair. So we see this quite often with, say, a hot tub, or they might see it, let's go back to that refrigerator example. If the ice machine doesn't work, it's specifically identified in the lease that the ice machine will not be fixed. That would fall into that category. So what you want to be careful with this is there are some standard things that tenants in the area, just in general, expect when they move into a property. If you put too many limitations or things that aren't going to be repaired in that, you could find yourself in trouble, or at least with a disgruntled tenant that wants to move out early. The third thing would be waste. So waste happens when a tenant doesn't report an issue in a timely fashion, and more damage results from that. So an example would be there's a leak, a small leak in the sink that could have been repaired fairly easily, a couple $100s, but yet they let it go for a couple months. Now when you go, finally the leak is revealed, there's a bunch of mold, there's water damage, there might be damage to the floor. So that's something where that would be a tenant charge. You could charge that back to the tenant because they have committed waste on the property by not accurately reporting it. So those are just a few ways to handle maintenance, how you can appropriate cost for whether it's going to be owner or whether it's going to be tenant. And again, with most things, it's just expectations in the beginning. You want to have clear expectations with your tenants when they move in as to what's their responsibility, what your responsibility is, and have that good communication. Keeps you out of a lot of trouble. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, as always, feel free to give me a ring. Take care.